Okay, we're returning to regular session at 5:10. Mr. Markham? Here. Mrs. Mock?
Here.
Mr. Porter?
Here.
Mr. Sherwood?
Here.
Mrs. Smrek?
Here. Everybody could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Behind you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Harold, would you please read our mission statement?
The vision and mission statement of the Austintown Schools. The Austintown Local School District is a united community with a proud legacy and a progressive approach to education. We provide an inspiring education that strengthens and prepares our students for unlimited future opportunities.
Agenda approval. Upon the recommendation of the treasurer, approve the agenda for the August 17th, 2022 Board of Education regular session. Second.
Mr. Markham? Mrs. Smrek?
Yes.
Mrs. Mock?
Yes.
Mr. Porter? Mr. Sherwood?
Can I take this? I'm going to come up here. So most 9 and 10-year-olds plan a lot of fun over the summer. They go on vacations, they're swimming, they're hanging out with friends. But we have a great group of 9 and 10-year-olds here tonight through a lot of hard work, a lot of fun, made some great memories, and they also brought Austintown a state championship this year. So I would like to invite up the coaches, Matt Hamley, Mike Polder, and Shelley Severin. And I would like to, Jeff Mikesell. Oh, okay, sorry. And I also want to welcome up the Austintown Little League 10U softball state champions. I'm going to have Coach Hamley introduce the girls, and rumor has it that once you leave our meeting, you're going to enjoy a really great dinner at Sam's. The Board of Education has dessert covered. Each girl gets a token for handles. So as Coach Hamley introduces you, I'll hand you your cards.
Leah Jordan. Gracie Fonda. Gianna Hoops. Annabelle Mikesell. Mila Hamley. Marissa Polder. Ava Panamarczyk. Ava Fisher. Peyton Severn. I think we're missing, what, one? Oh, two, Addison Weidenthal and Bella Mattern.
Okay. Thank you. At this time, I would also like to welcome up our high school softball coach, Steve Ward. I've told this to Coach Ward many times. The softball looks, their future is very bright with this group. So thank you. Okay, we're going to continue and move on. Number 7, public comments. Just want to remind the speakers are limited to no more than 3 minutes per speaker. We have Jaleesa Dallas. I'm going to have you come up here. I'm going to give you my microphone. If you can state your name and address for everybody.
Okay.
You can just stand. Yeah.
Okay. I'll stand here. Hello and good evening, everyone. Jaleesa Dallas, 4619 Deer Creek Court, Austintown, Ohio. I want to congratulate the ladies and those who may have been left over from the group for this state championship. But just wanted to say hello again. My name is Jaleesa Dallas, a resident and community educator here in Austintown. I'm also an executive coach on behalf of Go Brave Consulting. And I'm standing before you today with an opportunity to embrace the diversity of our community within the arts, specifically writing. Our schools are fundamental, or foundational rather, in developing collaborative and conscious members of society. As such, our curriculum must represent the world in which we live. And I've done a little research, and specifically the Century Foundation documented research conducted by Celestial Zandana of Claremont McKinney University, which reflected reading texts written by members of ethnic groups, for example, that are underrepresented in school curricula improves the self-esteem of students that ethnic groups, which cause all students to have a greater appreciation for cultural difference. Furthermore, a diverse curriculum builds self-advocacy and cultivates environments of belonging, aiding in student retention and satisfaction. Even beyond the classroom, training our staff and administration in delivering this curriculum has the same effect on underrepresented school personnel. As an author and educator myself, one of 12 years, I felt compelled to highlight the insights and intellectual contributions of ethnically diverse women authors within our region. On August 27th, from 1 to 6 p.m., I am co-hosting a Women Author Showcase at the Immaculate Heart of Mary Parish Center. Our participating authors will share their creative, educational, and inspirational works with topics ranging from acceptance and kindness to technology and history. This event is free and open to the public and includes writing workshops for budding and aspiring writers and authors. I request that you accept my invitation to attend and consider our participants as you make curriculum decisions and conduct staff training. I would appreciate your support in distributing this information to all stakeholders to include a direct contact to execute this endeavor. I also have flyers if you all want them as well. Thank you for your time and attention.
Thank you.
Number 8, treasurer's consent items. Upon the recommendation of the treasurer, approve the following items A through C consent action. Second.
Mrs. Mock? Mrs. Smrek?
Yes.
Mr. Markham? Mr. Porter?
Yes.
Mr. Sherwood?
I'd like to take a moment and acknowledge the following donations. $2,000 from the cheerleading boosters for the Fitch cheerleaders for a performance camp, $500 from Austintown football boosters for Fitch cheerleaders, $2,913 from the Fitch volleyball boosters to defray cost of volleyball uniforms, $435 from Martin Gamble to the Austintown Local School District Athletic Department for the Coach Garcia Memorial Wall, $5,400 worth of miscellaneous media equipment from WKBN WYTV for Falcon Media, $650 from Austintown trustee Monica Devers to the Austintown Elementary School, $600 from Austintown trustee Monica Devers to Austintown Intermediate School, and $650 from Austintown trustee Monica Devers to the Austintown Middle School. Thank you. We're very appreciative of all those donations. Number 9, memorandums of understanding. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approve the following memorandum of understanding by and between the Austintown Local School District and the Austintown Education Association, whereas the board and the association are parties to a collective bargaining agreement that is in effect from August 29th, 2021 to August 28th, 2024, for the following items. Whereas number one, whereas the regard to Article 14, Local Professional Development Committee bylaws, 14.062, compensation, the number of release day meetings in any 1 year shall not exceed 6 in number. And whereas attendance at any meeting scheduled for after school or in the summer shall be compensated at a $500 yearly stipend rate or receive yearly professional development contact hours. Now, therefore, this MOU will remain in effect for the duration of the current AEA-CBA for the 2022-2023 and the 2023-2024 school years. Number two, whereas the athletic supplemental for the HUD boys-girls swim coach position of 20% will be split into the following two positions for the 22-23 swimming season. The head boys-girls swim coach, 15%, assistant boy-girls swim coach, 5%. Now, therefore, the agreement will remain in effect for the 22-23 school year. So,
Mr. Sherwood? Mr. Markham? Mrs. Mock? Mr. Porter? Mrs. Smrek?
yes. Number 10, superintendent's consent items. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approve the following items A through M consent action. So moved.
Mrs. Smrek?
Yes.
Mrs. Mock? Mr. Markham? Mr. Porter? Mr. Sherwood?
Number 11, district professional committees. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approve the following personnel to serve on the following committee for the 22-23 school year as follows. Second.
Mr. Sherwood? Mrs. Smrek?
Yes.
Mr. Markham? Mrs. Mock? Mr. Porter?
Number 12, agreements. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approve the agreement made by and between the Austintown Local School District and the following parties.
Mr. Sherwood? Mrs. Mock? Mr. Markham? Mr. Porter? Mrs. Smrek?
Yes. 13, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approve nickels for district copy paper for the 2022-23 school year. So moved.
Mrs. Smrek?
Yes.
Mr. Sherwood? Mr. Markham? Mrs. Mock? Mr. Porter?
Number 14, approve, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approve the Austintown Local Schools Food Service Department Handbook and Standard Operating Procedures as presented. Second.
Mr. Markham? Mrs. Smrek?
Yes.
Mrs. Mock? Mr. Porter? Mr. Sherwood?
Number 15, adult meal price update. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approve the updated adult meal prices for the 2022-23 school year as follows. Adult breakfast meal is $2.50. Adult lunch meal is $5. Second.
Mr. Sherwood? Mrs. Smrek?
Yes.
Mr. Markham? Mrs. Mock? Mr. Porter?
Number 16, bus routes for the 2022-23 school year. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approve the route maps for the 2022-23 school year as presented.
Mrs. Mock? Mr. Markham? Mr. Porter? Mr. Sherwood? Mrs. Smrek?
Yes. Number 17, the resolution for impractical to transport. Approve the resolution declaring transportation impractical for the following identified students for the 2022-2023 school year as follows. So moved. Second.
Mr. Sherwood? Mrs. Smrek?
Yes.
Mr. Markham? Mrs. Mock? Mr. Porter?
Number 18, the resolution for Hively Construction CMR services. Approve the resolution determining the proposal for construction manager at risk services submitted by Hively Construction Company Incorporated to be the best value and authorizing a contract with that firm in connection with the construction of a recreation wellness facility. So moved.
Mrs. Smrek?
Yes.
Mr. Sherwood? Mr. Markham? Mrs. Mock? Mr. Porter?
Public meeting for September 2022. Approve a day, time, and location for the September 2022 Board of Education meeting. Our work session will be held on Thursday, September 15th, 2022 at the central office beginning at 4 p.m. Our regular session will follow same day at Austintown Middle School beginning at 5 p.m. Second.
Mr. Markham? Mrs. Smrek?
Yes.
Mrs. Mock? Mr. Porter? Mr. Sherwood?
Treasurer, comments?
None.
Dave?
Yeah, just real quick. Okay. Just getting ready to welcome everyone back. We had a nice administration meeting last week, and we're getting ready here to meet the teachers and welcome them all back next Friday. So students, you got about a week and a half left, and we're ready to go. So enjoy the last bits of summer, and we'll see you Friday at the football game and catch you at some volleyball games as well and soccer. So have a great rest of the summer, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
I'd just like to piggyback on what our superintendent stated. I hope everybody had a great summer. Welcome back. I'm excited. This is my first school year on the board. So I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of their vacation and can't wait to see you soon.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to thank Matt Boshin and his team for all the efforts they have put in place to get our school district ready to go inside and out. He's done an amazing job with his team. I also just want to ask that everybody work together and be patient as far as like getting everybody back on campus to start the school year. It's a pretty big deal to see all the buses moving in and out and all of the families bringing their children back on campus. I also want to thank Kathy Dorbish and Renee Hauser and the team of teachers for their dedication to the Success by Six program. It culminates on Friday, and because of their personal outreach, we have had the largest attendance out of the 18 school districts that do host Success by Six. 130 pre-kindergarten students are coming into our building, AES ready to go. And please make sure to support all of our activities, whether it's fine arts or sports. And I just wish everybody a great school year, and go Falcons.
I also just want to say welcome back to everybody. I hope everybody has a great year. I want to welcome all our new employees, teachers, custodians, everybody that's new this year. We have all our new kindergarten kids coming in. So I want to thank all of them for getting everything, being ready. And I want to also thank Dave and Blaze for all of the work that they do all year long. Thank you. Motion to adjourn.
Mr. Sherwood? Mr. Markham? Mrs. Mock? Mr. Porter? Mrs. Smrek?
Yes.
in association with Austintown Local Schools and Austintown Township.